Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Lorraine 39LAM. It's a Tier 3 French SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Steps, and this one is under the command of talon1958 of OLIMP. And yes, he's in competition with Aslains75 to win the Weekend Lion. Game on! Well, it's a 105mm field howitzer. Well, it's a French field howitzer, this one, and it's located on a vehicle that was once a troop carrier, not an artillery piece. It was converted into a artillery piece by putting that 105mm on it. Now, it is capable of substantial damage. 410 alpha, 27mm pen is not very much, and only 1.91 meters on the burst radius. It does take a little while to dial in on targets, and so it's not hugely effective. But then it is a Tier 3 Arty, so you'd expect the Tier 3s to be slightly less effective than the ones further up the tree. As you can see, the rescue gets quite big the moment you change the direction of aim. Only 20 degrees of arc, 10 degrees either side, rounds out. Well, that was a direct hit and a good shot for 171, but it didn't penetrate because, of course, the Panzer Spy does have fairly good armor. Well, that's a bit of a laugh, actually, because, no, they don't have good armor, but you get the message. You see, even at this tier, these tanks actually have fairly good armor against HE rounds, because these HE rounds aren't that big, and they certainly weren't very effective. He fires the round at the M2. Oh, narrowly missed, getting a direct hit there. The shell went straight past the turret and landed a little way behind. Certainly more than 1.91 meters. Now, as the name actually describes, the Lorraine 39, well, 39 is the year that it was actually devised. Oh, that was a good shot. He hit the rear of the enemy, the Panzer Aslains, was it? No, it was the M2 Light, rather. He got the rear of it, and he was taken out because he was tracked by that shot. So he didn't get a kill, but he certainly got some damage. Okay, over on the other side, we've got an FCM2C, the new heavy tank that's recently come into the game. Of course, we've known about it for a long time. Just wondered when Wargaming were going to put this heavy tank in. Rounds out. Direct hit on the turret. 212 hit points, another non-pen, but it's a good shot. And you can see shells are being fired in this general direction, which kind of suggests that that FCM knew that this was the direction the shell came from. He's lining up another shot. Rounds out. Another direct hit, and in fact the FCM goes down this time. We're 2 down on the enemy. The enemy have done incredibly well on the opposite side of the battlefield, whereas we seem to be doing well over here. Now, the enemy appear to be missing out on the fact that they would be much better off if they moved straight down the middle of the map. They're focusing still on this side, and of course we've got enough tanks on this side to hold them back. In the meantime, we do have a tank, a T127, over on the east side of the map. He's holding back a Sahariano. And there's a Sahariano on the enemy team on this side as well. But he's having to fall back because otherwise he's going to get wiped out. That's a Panzer Spy G. That's the one with the autocannon. And now we've got a Panzer Aslains H. Now that's the conversion of the Hotchkiss. It's fully dialing in, fires the round in the hope that he does actually see or hit the Panzer Aslains. He didn't get a hit because otherwise it would have died. It didn't have much in the way of health left. And now we can see that we're only 1 tank down on the enemy, but they are trying to make a move down the center of the map. And of course, Talon's doing the right thing. He's trying to get away from the enemy and keep his teammates between him and the enemy so he can shoot over the top. And that was just the Panzer Aslains H getting killed. And now we can see the Panzer G also is being engaged. And in fact, I think he's about to go. There he is. And he hasn't got the 30mm auto cannon. He's only got the 2cm one. And he's gone. At least it sounded like he had the 2cm. I think actually that may have been 30mm. Okay, so now we think that there's a Panzerjäger somewhere in that general area. We've got the Su-26, the Soviet Arty, our opposite number in this game. We're one up on the enemy, and that Su-26 needs to get out of there, but no, he didn't, and that's why he's out. And there's the Panzerjäger 1, basically a Panzer 1 with a anti-tank gun, a pack gun mounted on top. That was a good shot. Oh, that was good kill. He hit the gun shield, and the shell went right through it, peeled it away, and he got a direct hit and kill. In fact, as you can see, Talon's collected quite a lot of damage on the enemy in this game so far, and a tier 3 game, getting this much of damage can actually be quite effective. Now, he's got close. He's aiming for this T-46 who's sitting up on the heights. We're dialing in slowly. Can he get an accurate shot? The guy moved, but he's still within the arc. Unfortunately, it hit the rock face instead. There's only 2 enemy left now. The Sahariano, who was over on the east side of the map, but we haven't seen him since. And the other one, of course, is the T-46 we just fired at. Now, ideally, he's probably in the same spot, so that's why we're dialing in on that bush again, because he's more than likely going to go back to that same spot. He's hulled down there, and our guys are trying to get close to the cap area. That was a good shot, a blind shot. He's effectively telling the T-46 that you can't go there. The other thing he can do is he can actually move up, and he's actually doing that right now. Is get closer to the enemy so your RT dials in quicker, and of course the time between firing and hitting the target is much shorter. He's going right to the edge of the map, but he's actually going to go up. Hopefully he'll go over the railway line. He's been spotted, so obviously he needs to stay this side now, because the T-46 could see him. So that tells us where the T-46 is. He is in the same spot that he was before. And now he's actually angling to try and get the shell behind the bush. And rounds out. Good shot. Unfortunately, it didn't hit the T-46, but the T-46 knows we're here. So he's just going to adjust his fire and give it another go. Now he's wondering if the guy's up there instead. They had to be within view range, and the T-46 doesn't have a huge view range. Rounds out. So he's tried both spots now, but the enemy definitely saw him. The T-127 is actually making a quick end run to try and outflank the T-46. He's also looking for that Sahariano. Yeah, we can't go up onto the other side of the embankment, because if we did do that, then the T-46 would take pot shots at us. So he's changing his position slightly. Trying to get a better angle. Oh, we got spotted again. Just as we came out that dip, we got spotted. Now you see 2 of our tanks are now making an end run around along the north flank. They're not going after the Sahariano, and it's surprising that the Sahariano isn't capping. He should have actually driven all the way down to the south and started capping, but the T-46 has suddenly come into sight. So we now know where he is, and we're looking, and there he is. He's sitting behind the bush, and he is losing hit points now, but he just killed our T-127 on approach. But now we've got a chance. We're almost fully dialed in. It's going to give it a go. Rounds out. Direct hit! Complete wipeout there, and the T-46 is no more. And that means now the Sahariano is the last enemy tank. And now we can move towards the cap area. Ideally, we would go up onto the same spot where the T-46 was located before, and we should have view range on the enemy and be able to cover the cap area. The Panzer III Ausrung E is doing a quick run. He hasn't found the Sahariano. I wonder if it was the Sahariano who was actually spotting us. I have the odd feeling that maybe he's not over to the east of the map. Now, no, we now know where he is. He is actually over at the other end of the map. He's actually capping. And this Arty actually doesn't have the full range of the map. But if our teammates can actually get sight of him, then we can shoot him from their cap area. So we're going to go into the cap. So we start the cap up. That's going to give him an incentive to leave our cap. Got the H35's gone in there, the Hotchkiss 35, built in 1935. So it's a mid-war, or not mid-war, but in between the wars, between the war design. The Panzer III Ausrung E is now almost at the cap, so he's going to spot him very shortly. Okay, he's going up to the edge. As soon as we spot where he is, we'll try and put a round on him. We're fully dialed in. There's the Sahariano. It's not full health, but rounds out and wipe out. 3 kills and wins the game from talon1958. Here are the end of battle stats, and that was a second-class tanker for talon1958 of OLIMP in the Lorraine 39 LAM. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 9 in this one. And his win rate was 5,553, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the game, but he did come close. The highest damage actually went to the T127, who managed 1,296. And of course, he picked up a cool-headed. Second highest damage went to Talon with 1,034. And then the third highest damage was the Panzerjäger 1 on the enemy team with 938. When it came to kills, we can see that Talon didn't get top either on this one. The T127 managed 5 kills. Talon managed 3 in joint second place with the BT5. And then 2 kills went to the Hotchkiss 38. And on the enemy team, the Panzerjäger 1 and the Sahariano both got 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, we can see Talon's a lot further down the table. He only managed to get 465 in 5th place. Top scorer was that T127 again, 1,190, the only player to get over 1,000 base. So he really did play exceptionally. In fact, he was holding the east side of the map for a long time against the enemy and stopping them from getting the cap area. 554 went to the Panzer Aslains H, and then 474 went to the T45, and there you can see Talon not far behind. He fired 15 rounds in the game. That's a lot. 7 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrating shots, and 7 splash. 1,034 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. So which ones did he penetrate? Because we didn't actually see which one it was a penetration, because he actually got a kill when he did so. Well, it was the T46. He definitely penetrated that one, went right through his armor, right at the front. And the other one he hit, in fact, actually, I think it was the side armor he actually hit on the T46, but he went right through the gun shield on the Panzerjäger 1, because, of course, that gun shield is fairly thin. It's really designed to stop shards and bullets from going through. It's not supposed to stop a shell. And yes, that Panzerjäger went down fairly quickly. Very good shot, very accurate, that one, right into the enemy. Going back to the detail again, we can see he damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 3, did 51 hit points of damage assistance, 33 capture points actually managed to collect, and then 2 defense points when he reset the cap at the other end, just when the Sahariano was sitting there in the cap. So he was sitting in the defense, I think. It's the other way around. Anyway, 65,186 credits earned on a premium count, including a 50,000 credit bonus and 1,395 experience points. So there you go. We can see that Talon actually did manage to get a second class and a bruiser, but how does that match with his previous scores? Well, we can see his previous score in the 212A. It was a few days before, and he managed to get a second class and a bruiser in that as well. So he has improved based on his win 8, because he was 2,546 and now he's got 5,553. And of course, Angelina's score was a third class when she played in the GW Panther. So Angelina didn't manage to score above Talon. So we'll have to wait until we see Angelina's next score to see, did she manage to get a better result? Well, we'll find out in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give this a like and thank you for watching.